Welcome, welcome to all of you to day 31. This is our 10th day of this session 2 of our 21-day series, 2026. A lot of numbers to digest. Day 10, day 31. And congratulations to all of you to yet again dedicate another evening to your spiritual growth, which is not a given these days, taking the time to become a better human being and going deeper. So give yourself a pat on the back and enjoy our session today. My name is Sia. I'm joining you here from Texas in America, and I'm very overjoyed to be on today with the fabulous groups of presenters and tech people behind me. So this is the session 2, we say. That means it's for beginners as well as people who've already joined us before. If you joined for the first time, it's never too late. You have missed things that you can catch up easily with. We will always reflect on things that we've done before and repeat. And there is basically 3 simple ways how you can catch up. One is our breakout rooms that we offer at the end of the session, where you will be able to meet a meditation practitioner in a breakout room and ask all the questions, all the things that you missed. Another way will be our website. On our website, you shall be able to visit previous sessions, as well as see them on video, as well as see all the resources that we have shared so far. We get into detail about that a little later. And another way is to request a mentor. That's going to be a person that will be looking after you one-to-one in your own time. You can arrange a meeting and ask questions, meditate, and see what is my, spiritual growth. How is it going? What am I missing? How can I progress? So all this you can see also in your chat. If you're on Zoom, you have a look in chat, and the tech people are so kind to share all this information with you. Sahaja Yoga is always free of charge, so all these services, you call them, are here free of charge for you. Last Monday, our topic was peace and well-being come from within. And today we touch the void and we talk about becoming dignified and facing ourselves. And we really want to go a little bit deeper into this topic. And in order to do so, I'd like to invite our presenters for today, who are going to take us through meditation, music, and also obviously a speech of Shri Mataji we will have in the program. So can I have our lovely presenters in the window so we get to know you?
Hi, Sia. And
hi there. Wonderful to have you. Hi, hello. I start with you, Adam, because in my window, I can only see you for now. Hi, Adam. Tell us where you're calling from and a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Hi. So I'm Adam Morgan. Yeah, I'm coming from the UK, down in the south of England, near the sea. I have been practicing Sahaja Yoga for many years now. I work as a clinical psychologist, but I'm here today because I also have an addiction, which is playing this instrument, the sitar.
Very briefly want to tell us what the instrument is called?
Yeah, sure, of course. It's the sitar. I'm sure everyone knows it as an Indian instrument, probably one of the more well-known ones. And like a lot of other instruments, it's mainly used to play Indian classical music, which we use a lot when we're meditating. So I'm here to try and do that well, if I can.
How many strings does the sitar have?
They vary. This one has 20. I think the least they have is about 17 or so, but a lot of them are, I mean, I shouldn't say this is a bit of a secret, but you really only play one of, well, kind of 90% comes from one string, and there's lots of drone strings and little strings underneath that resonate to give a kind of shimmery sound.
Yeah, which we couldn't hear now because you haven't yet changed the
microphone.
Right,
yes, right.
But that's fine, no worries. But there's something about the sitar that just opens up because of all these drone strings vibrating in sympathy.
Yeah.
And it's very often connected to our top chakra, isn't it? To the
Yes.
Sahaja, correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
So when we hear you later, I'm looking forward. Thanks, Adam. And Nika, I'm not sure if I can see you in the window yet here. Maybe my setting is not right.
Adam, can you see me?
I can see you. Yeah, I see all 3 of us.
So it's you, Sia.
Okay, it's on my side. All good.
Yeah.
Do you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, I'm joining from Slovenia. I've been practicing meditation for many years now. I also know Sia privately before. And today I'll be leading meditation, but in my other life, my
Other life. Love it.
when I'm not meditating, I also have a full-time job in administration, and meditating really helps seeing things in a detached way there. It's a funny job, yeah. But by education, by profession, I'm an art historian, which is much more fun
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
part of my life, yeah.
Very nice. So we have professions that are people close, which really fits to our topic, but then you also have your artistic side. So it's going to be an exciting program. So Nika, be so sweet and guide us into meditation, the first part of meditation, to the topic of void.
Thanks, yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah, today we'll be talking about void. I think we'll have a slide now with the chakra chart where you can see where void is in us. All right, perfect. So void is around the third chakra, as you can see on the chart of chakras in a human being. So in the navel, we have the third chakra, and around that chakra, so this big area, it's called void. We can feel that on our hands when we meditate, when our Kundalini is awakened, and we do feel sensation on our hands, on the palm, in that large circle. So it's not in the center of the palm, but here around the center, just like on the picture. And if that is heavy or warm, then it's really good to put some attention to void, to clear it out. And we'll be doing this today throughout the meditation. There will be also Shri Mataji's talk, an excerpt from her talk, where she talks very practically about this chakra. So I won't waste too much time explaining about it, but I want to point out that as you can see here, the qualities of void get established in us when we do clear this area, when it's cleared, when it's enlightened. So we become righteous. We don't have any desire to cheat, to do anything that's not good either for us or for others. We develop patience, decisiveness, because we can fast decide what we want to do or what we don't want to do, what we think would help us maintain our life, our chakras in a good condition, what would ultimately keep bringing us back to achieving this spirit in us, this joy, this sublime part of ourselves, and meditation, and what would actually lead us away from that, but also lead us into trouble, like health troubles, or I don't know, social troubles, trouble with other people. And the last good quality here is self-discipline, which we all know that some people really possess a great deal and some don't. And this actually comes from this area. So when we clear this, we can also get this ability to be self-disciplined. So not that little things or habits or some desires or even things we don't want lead us in life, but that we lead our life, so that we become truly self-masters, the masters of our lives, of our decisions, of what we do and what we don't do. So this is for short about this area, and will, as I said, be expanding the knowledge about that throughout this meditation, and also at the end, at the discussion, at questions and answers. So stay until then, and you can also ask questions at the end about it if you have some questions. So let's just start now with our meditation. I hope everyone's foot soaks are ready. So the bowl with water and salt. in itself, foot soak is really good technique to clear our void. So it's a perfect technique for today. So hopefully everyone's sitting up straight, comfortably enough, so there's no pain in the body. And we can close our eyes, allow your attention to come inward. Take a deep breath in, breathe out slowly. Again, breathe in. Allow your attention to come on to yourself, on your Kundalini. And when you breathe out, just allow the tensions to be released. Again, one more breath in and breathe out. Now we will raise our Kundalini. So bring up the left hand and spin the right one, round it, bring it up above the head, and then make one knot. Again, repeat this motion. The second time, bring your hands above the head, and here we'll do 2 knots. And then we'll do 3 knots for the third time. Now we'll do the bandhan, the 7 horseshoe-shaped half circles around ourselves. So the second one, the third one for the third chakra, in the navel, the heart, the 5th chakra, in the neck, then the 6th in the head, and the 7 bandhan for the 7th chakra on top of the head. We can bring our hands together to welcome our Kundalini, which has awakened. And with the right hand, we will do 7 clockwise circles on our foot soak, on the water, to awaken the power of this water with our vibrations that are flowing from our hands. So this water can absorb all these problems that we may have. Now, keep your hands, so you keep your feet in the foot soak water. You can close your eyes, and let's just start by putting both our hands towards the ground, towards Mother Earth. And we can ask Mother Earth, please absorb all my problems, absorb all the difficulties that are in me, the negativities that are troubling my chakras, particularly the 1st chakra at the bottom of the spine. Now we'll bring both our hands back to the lap. The palms are opened up, facing the sky. And let's take the left hand and put it onto the 2nd chakra. Onto the 2nd chakra, so maybe towards a little, or onto the right hip. And here we'll simply say, Mother Kundalini, you take care of me. I let you take care of me. Mother Kundalini, please, I surrender all my problems, all my catches, and also today's meditation to you. I surrender everything to you. You take care of me. Now we'll put both hands back on the lap, and let's take the right hand and put it on the void, so on the belly button, on the abdomen, in the center. And simply we can ask Mother Kundalini, please come into my void. Please clear it. Remove all illusion and confusion, anything that's keeping me away from spiritual ascent and reaching my spirit. Mother Kundalini, please clear my void. And Mother Kundalini, please establish in me the power of self-mastery, of self-discipline. We can slide a hand slightly to the left, and here we say, Mother Kundalini, by your grace, I am my own master. I am my own guru. Now we'll take our hand higher to the heart chakra, so to the left heart chakra, where the physical heart is. And here we'll simply say, I am the spirit. I'm not just this body, the mind, the thoughts, or these ideas that I have about myself. I am the spirit, the pure, the absolutely pure and sublime part of myself. That it's pure joy and awareness. I am the spirit. Now we'll bring our hand to left Vishuddhi, that is the fifth chakra on the left side. So we wrap around the neck on the left side with the right hand. And here we simply say, I'm not guilty to have a proper measure of self-discipline, it's important not to feel unworthy or not to basically love yourself, to be harsh with yourself. That's not gonna take us to the spirit. So here, let's just repeat a few times, I'm not guilty. I am not guilty. And we'll now bring our hand to the forehead. Allow your head to rest a little bit on your hand. And here we'll forgive. I forgive. I forgive myself and everyone else. I forgive my weaknesses, my lack of self-discipline. I forgive all that. I forgive. Now we'll bring our right hand to the top of the head. Spread your palm legs and press really hard. So we massage the seventh chakra clockwise, very slowly. And we can ask Mother Kundalini, please establish my self-realization. Please establish this awakening and strengthen my self-realization. Just massage the seventh chakra. Allow your attention to be up on the seventh chakra. And now take your hand above the head and find where you can feel the breeze. It can be cool, it can be warm, but just find this sensation above your head and keep your attention there. Swap hands, just swap hands. Find this breeze again. Then keep your both hands on your lap, attention on top of the head. And let's just stay like this for a minute. Now we'll finish our foot soak. Let's rinse the feet. Just rinse your feet. Close the foot soak by doing these 7 circles on top. And wipe your feet, but try not to do much else. Try to bring yourself back into the sitting position when you can meditate. Bring your attention again to the top of the head. Just bring your right hand to your 7th chakra. Keep your attention there and your attention on the palm. on the left palm. And again, just stay for a minute or so in this meditative state. Tension on your palms and on top of the head. Now, open your eyes, but keep your attention on top of the head and on your hands, and we'll be watching an excerpt of Shri Mataji's talk. And while we're listening and watching her talk, try to pay attention to vibrations. Try to keep your attention on top of the head and don't think too much.
Guru principle is extremely strict, and the strictness made many people could not conform to the ideals of a disciple. In those days, the Guru had to be absolutely the authority, and it was the Guru who would decide which disciples he'll have. And one had to go into great tapasya, to great penances, to even become a disciple. And this hardship was the only way the Guru used to judge. Gurus would always live in jungles, and they would select their disciples, very few, very, very few. And they had to go and beg food from the neighboring villages and cook food for their Guru with their own hands and feed the Guru. That sort of Guru business is not in Sahaja. That basically we must understand that the difference between those styles of Guruship and that we have now is this, that very few individuals were given the chance to become the Guru. Very few. And these few also were selected out of quite a lot of people, and they felt that there was something really special, that they are being selected, chosen, and that whatever they will have to go through is all welcome. With this idea, they became the disciples. But Sahaja Yoga is a very different thing. I would say just the opposite. First of all, your guru is a mother, and who suffers from Sandra Karuna. At the slightest things that happen to you, my eyes get filled with tears. So, as a mother, to be a guru is a very difficult thing. But at the same time, for you to achieve heights is also difficult. Because you get lost when I love you so much, and in that love you forget sometimes that the progress in your being is very slow. It is important that in Sahaja Yoga you have to be strict with yourself. That's why I said that you have to be your own guru, which people do not understand what it means. You have to be your own guru means you have to guide yourself, you have to treat yourself as your disciple, and you have to trim yourself. If you do not understand the responsibility as Sahaja Yogi of working it out yourself, everything, you cannot move very fast, because it is a different type of relationship between the guru and the disciples. So first I have always said you become your own guru. So you have to make a lot of introspection and fix your ideals. Before you, I am sitting. You have seen me how I am. I can eat anything. I need not eat at all for days together. I can sleep anywhere. I may not sleep at all. I travel for miles together untiringly. I have this energy because I am a guru of myself also. So the first thing is that there should be a lot of introspection. What's wrong with me, not wrong with others? What's wrong with me? Am I seeking the comfort of my body? The attention, is it on my body or on my spirit? If so, what am I doing? I think best thing is to write it down. Can I sleep on the grass? Can I sit on the stone? You have to make this body work. Can I sleep anytime I like, and can I keep awake anytime I like? I've seen people doze off. The reason is this, not that they're bad or in any way indisciplined people, but because inside they are tired. If you are tired inside, then you feel tired all the time. You will see on the television, if you see people in the West, they are always sitting like this. Because they're so very tired. Why are they so tired? They don't work so hard. So introspect how you behave. Now when you start introspecting yourself, you'll also start introspecting your surroundings and your styles and your methods and what you are doing to yourself because of the conditionings of the outside.
So if we've been watching the video with our eyes open, if we close our eyes again and bring our attention inside, and again we draw our attention up to the top of the head, to this Sahasrara chakra. Just see if we can leave our attention there. And see particularly if we can touch this silence within ourselves. So we'll just sit and meditate like this for a while, and I'm going to play some music, some sitar whilst we do this. And really see if we can just connect to this silence within.
Thank you, Adam. So for the second part of our meditation, we'll try a couple of different ways of introspection and applying that guru principle. So I invite you all to sit on the floor. Let's all move to the ground, unless you have a medical condition, obviously. And if there's a little bit of discomfort, then that's okay. We can ask ourselves, who is in the driver's seat? Is it my body or is it my spirit? So let's sit on the ground with our palms facing upwards, and we introspect to get thoughtless. Intro means inside. Spectare means look. We look inside. So we put our attention on top of our head and we observe our thoughts. We watch our thoughts. As Shri Mataji told us, watch your thoughts in order to become thoughtless. So we look with closed eyes. We look inside. We watch our thoughts in order to cancel the thoughts. Who is in charge? Who is in the driver's seat? Is it my mind or is it the spirit? So let's watch our thoughts in complete silence for a couple of minutes. Let's watch the thoughts in a very relaxed way, nothing forced, very spontaneous. And if thoughts are coming that are disturbing, we can say, not now, not this. Now let's place our hands on Mother Earth and really ground ourselves. Mother Earth, please remove any impurities, any negativities from my subtle system. And when we say this, we say it from the heart and then be done with it and go into thoughtless. We don't cling on or repeatedly think about what we just asked. We ask it once and then, like a soap bubble, it just dissolves and it's surrendered, it's done. Let's put our left hand back on our lap and the right on the forehead. If thoughts are still there, we say, I forgive, I forgive, I forgive everything, also myself, and then be done with it. Mother Kundalini, please enlighten my brain so that the spirit is in the driver's seat and not my thoughts. We can drop our hand back on our lap and stay in thoughtless. Let's put our right hand on our void, so where the navel is, in the center, we can put it. We can feel so balanced, so centered at this point. Mother Kundalini, I am my own guru. I am my own master. Can give this center some vibrations, turning from top to left, down to right. Can make circles like this around the stomach area. And when we do this, we can ask only once, Mother Kundalini, please cleanse my void and remove any impurities, any false beliefs, anything that is not the truth, so I can become my own master. Let's place our right hand on the heart. This is the seat of the spirit. Please enlighten my heart. Who is in the driver's seat? Is it my emotions? Is it my heart? Or is it the spirit? You can just say, I am the spirit. I am the spirit. I'm not this body. I'm not this mind. I'm not these emotions. I am the pure spirit. And whenever you feel like it, then you can place your hand back on your lap and just stay in silent meditation for the remainder of this part. So before we raise our Kundalini and take a bandhan, let's put full attention one more time on top of our head. And we can check with one hand, first of all, if we are in a complete thoughtless state, and also if we can feel a cool breeze coming out of our head. Could be closer, it could be further. Then we switch hands, all the while not thinking. We slowly raise our Kundalini. Once, tie a knot. Second time, tie 2 knots. The third time, tying 3 knots. And keep our attention up there. 7 half circles of protection and back. Bandam. Then raise your hands like this. You can look very relaxed at Shri Mataji's photograph. And see if you can feel thoughtless. And if you can feel a cool breeze on your hands. So I wonder how everyone's feeling, and we're coming to the question and answer session in just a minute. Whilst I do my smooth transition from floor to chair, which no one noticed. So a couple of announcements before we have our Q&A. You can join a breakout room at this point, as you can see in Zoom. If you're on YouTube, you want to hop over to Zoom. You can click on the plus button and select breakout room help and ask for somebody. If you have a specific language, put that in as well. Let's see if somebody is here who can cover your language. We're currently, as I said earlier, in session 2. Our sessions run Monday and Wednesday until the 25th of May. And it's always at 8 o'clock Central European time on the same Zoom link. And Tuesday and Thursday, if you want to meditate a little bit more, make use of the website wemeditate.com. Same time, different link. Check it out and join us. The handout for today is shared in the chat. You can also find it on our website. And it's about the void, and it gives you some basic affirmations. But remember, your affirmations don't have to be word by word. They can come from the heart. If you understand the gist of what you want to express, it's going to be much more powerful. Foot soak meditation and workshop is going to happen on day 32. That's what's going to be coming up. Respect your self-realization. Please join us on Monday, next Monday. Workshop means you will have people in breakout rooms that are also going to be doing group sessions. And even like I mentioned in the beginning, if you even would like to have a mentor to help, then, and you haven't yet signed up, then look in the chat and you have the request form in there. You can also contact us on email. Have a look on the screen, and there's a QR code that gets you right to our freemeditation.com.au website and the EU link with /online-EU. This is our website. There's a couple of different countries on this website. You want to make sure the / part is there. And then you find the American sessions here all listed. Once the days are happening, as they go along, they'll be listed together with all the resources. That means the handouts, for example, and different things. So have a look through, cruise through. If you have any more questions, ask in the breakout room, ask your mentor, make use of all this wonderful, wonderful compilation of information for you. So we're nearing our end, as the end of the official part, and we have the presenters back for a little Q&A. So if you have any questions, you write your questions to host. So again, you go to the chat box, select host, and if you have any question to the topic of void or whatever was covered and presented today, then write it down now. We'd be very curious to hear from you. So Adam and Nika, please come back. I need you. Here they are.
Hello.
Oh, what a nice session. Beautiful meditation. You have such a calming way, Nika, to lead meditation. I love it.
Yeah, it's very nice. Very
So,
nice.
so lovely. And you're playing, Adam. Beautiful, as always. So, so beautiful. The void is such an interesting topic. Yeah, go ahead,
Your
Nika.
meditation was great too. I love sitting down.
Keeping it spontaneous. Yeah, I thought a little bit of physical discomfort has to be happening today, right? To get to the topic.
Idea of the guru principle.
The guru principle. Exactly. So when we talk guru principle, Shri Mataji says in this speech particularly, it means also to be quite strict with yourself in order to be your own guru, to develop this self-discipline, treating yourself as if you were your own disciple. Have you tried this? How does it work for you? What were your experiences? Let's start with Nika.
Well, I agree. I would share this was also my experience that Sahaja Yoga is really awesome. Things really work out so fast. You just put a little bit of effort and things will start working out, and you kind of need then to, keep going, not to lull yourself nicely, feel very satisfied really fast, and then, you go a little bit like this. This was my experience when Shri Mataji explains how she's too kind. So we need to be strict to ourselves. And I agree with this, like even how things work out really fast. And, you kind of maybe lazy then or something. So this helped me, this self-discipline, developing that to get up early, take my time to meditate. So my progress would be steady and I wouldn't go like a yo-yo up and down.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, in which aspects of your life have you applied that self-discipline?
Not just with meditation, you mean?
Yeah, no, I was wondering, yes.
I think everything, when clearing, sitting down for meditation, getting up in the morning. I used to be not very keen on getting up in the morning. I think I didn't have much. I mean, I had self-discipline for certain things that I absolutely knew I had to do, but otherwise I don't think I was a very disciplined person. So I had to apply that in like getting up in the morning. I was also super, maybe that's still there, crazy about sweets. For sure.
Cute.
I still need to discipline myself there. But yeah, I think in this, but in meditation, like, thinking, like you said, like we were doing today, watching my thoughts, for sure. That was my challenge for sure, yeah. Having to have this discipline to achieve the silence. Yeah.
Adam, would you like to add something to this topic?
Yeah. I had a particular, I don't know what the word is. At one point I had a particular teacher, sitar teacher, and I think I got something of this from him. He didn't practice Sahaja Yoga, but he said something that really struck me, which was I was asking him how he teaches, particularly how he taught his children and how come they were all good musicians. And I thought he said a very interesting thing. To cut it right down, he basically said, before I bring in the discipline of the teaching, I have to let them fall in love with the music. So I have to let the love of the music come first, and then I bring the discipline. And it's the two together, because without, he was saying, without the love of the music, the discipline is too much to bear. It's, all the practice, hours playing scales and all this. But so for me, yeah, this self-discipline is a really important thing. But I think also it's really important that the foundation underneath it is a good relationship with yourself, that you have that you love yourself, you like yourself, whatever the word, you have good self-esteem. You're not just battering yourself, but actually from a good basis, you're able to say, and I need to improve. So for me, these two things, the love and the discipline, become this partnership, the left and the right. It's very Sahaja. He didn't practice Sahaja Yoga, but it was very Sahaja. The left and the right brings you to the center. You need these two, the love and the discipline, and together, it's a unstoppable force, really.
I'm glad you said that, because it brings a new aspect to why even discipline yourself. What for is this motivation? There
Yeah.
has to be a motivation, and for your teacher said
Yeah.
it has to be the love, some goal or some feeling or some the juice that pulls
Yeah.
you that way, right? So for us in Sahaja Yoga, it's for sure. I mean, at least for me, it would be the joy you feel as a result of having done the work, having done the disciplining of doing your foot soak, preparing the foot soak. It's all labor, it's all time investment, right? But then as a result, what pays off is feeling more balanced, feeling more joyful, making beautiful friends, all these benefits, right? So that's the sweets you take now, Nika. Those are your sweets you get. Sugar candies.
Yeah.
So the question goes, how has strengthening your void chakra helped you to know what's true and what's good for you? Maybe Adam, you start.
Well, one of the things that I noticed in the beginning of practicing Sahaja Yoga was that I started to realize there was a difference, exactly that, between what I liked, what I wanted, and what was nourishing for me. And so that was a distinction that I started to notice quite early on. And I don't know that I did anything specifically, but what I did was through meditating, I started to observe this difference between what sometimes what I wanted, but actually what was good for me. And realizing that was really helpful, actually, was to see that there are things that there's this story, isn't there, that Shri Mataji tells about the crane and the swan and the milk and water, saying that, if you give water and milk mixed together to a crane, it will just drink them both indiscriminately. And if you give it to a swan, it will just take the milk. Now, I don't know if that's literally true, but what it means to me is that it's learning to take from life that which nourishes us, and leave behind the thing which doesn't. So I think, yeah, that was a big thing for me. It helps you navigate your life, doesn't it? It helps you make choices and do the things which lift you up, that bring you forward in the way you want to go. So that was something that I just noticed happening spontaneously through meditating, really. I started to observe that and to start to take more notice of what was actually in my best interest.
Nika, something to add on?
Yeah, I think just the same. Like you really get the clear idea what's good for you and what's not, and it just I don't know, it just develops. I would say you just know at some time without really thinking about things. You start liking things that nourish you rather than the things that don't. I think even I don't know, like anything, company that you know, choosing which parties to attend or something.
Yeah.
Anything like that, you just choose to spend your time in a way that keeps you in a really good and balanced state without feeling any sacrifice, or I mean not even thinking about it, right? Like you just eat, you just know what you want. Yeah.
That's not a question per se, but like I thought I had is when I think of how our parents got educated, they followed rules for the rules' sake. That's what the parent was very strict. There was no questioning. That's what you do. If I remember my childhood, there were certain influences of anti-authoritarian, let the kid do, the kid knows everything sort of thing. I still think we have a very strong pull in education towards freedom and just let them and they'll find themselves. So there's a question to you, Adam, because you're a psychologist. What is your take how the world currently sees of individual needs and listening to those individual needs and freedoms? I put them in quotation for now. And actually, when we suddenly do the reverse in Sahaja, and it sounds like the reverse to disciplining ourselves, becoming our own teacher, becoming our own parent, and telling ourselves that's what you're going to do, but from an enlightened perspective, not from I read it in a book and that's what I do.
I,
So, what was your experience in Sahaj with that?
well, I think it goes back to bits what I was saying before. It's those both sides. I think you're right. You see these two forces in the world. One, just the love and let people do what they feel like. It's all good, and then the other, very dry discipline. And you need the both things. I mean, certainly I think your point about freedom and discipline. Certainly in music, what I noticed. So Indian music is all about improvising. So there's no fixed notes, but you have to create something pretty and beautiful from the scale you have. And one of the things I noticed is you can just start noodling around endlessly and it becomes a bit pointless. But if you restrict the range you're allowed to play, so if you say I'm only allowed to play these three notes, how much variety can I find? All of a sudden, freedom and creativity starts to appear. Whereas if you give yourself the freedom to play any note, it just becomes a mess.
Yeah,
So
that's an interesting thing in Indian music. That's
in the
true.
music,
Following the rules and then
yeah,
taking
you
off on the liberty
you
of
kind of you
creating.
limit yourself, and by limiting yourself, the creativity starts to come and the freedom starts to appear by that limitation. So I definitely think that discipline leads to freedom, even though it looks like it doesn't. You know what I
So
mean? It looks like it's a restriction on you, but actually it gives you freedom.
So not necessarily talking about music only, but also about, I personally see certain dangers going in either way. I see definitely dangers if we follow something uh, fanatically because
Yeah,
that's the way to do without enlightenment. But I also see a lot of danger in this
yeah.
uncontrolled freedom. So in what way do you feel that Sahaja Yoga makes this balance? In what way do you feel it's different to understand this balance between the two, find the
Well,
balance
but
compared to say something else?
I think Sahaja Yoga is all about balance. I mean, it's about the central path, isn't it? It's about avoiding extremes. Shri Mataji would often say, wouldn't she? Don't go to extremes. Be normal. She always used to talk about being normal. Be normal people. Get your hair cut. Just be normal. Don't go to extremes. And I think it sounds a bit dull, but again, that goes back to my point about realizing what was good for me versus what I wanted, because there's always an attraction to extreme things, extreme sports or adrenaline things or whatever. But actually, the practice of meditation is all about balance, isn't it? It's about bringing yourself back from extremes. So I think you talk about that any one idea. I mean, that's what's so clever about the three channels is and the number three has balance in it. You have two extremes and you have a central point. And you're right, if you just follow one idea, you will become an extremist. So if you just follow, do what you like, you will end up at some horrible extreme where there's complete chaos and it's not a lot of fun. And vice versa, if you just become very restrictive and dominating, that so you need the both, the two things. You need the balance point, don't you? So I think that it's kind of baked into the whole thing of Sahaja Yoga, this balance. And by meditating, I think you develop a felt sense of it, not an intellectualization of it. And we're just talking, aren't we? Blah blah blah. But you develop a felt sense of
Mm.
what balance is.
Mm. That felt is very important. Nika, do you want to elaborate just a little bit more? Because it's even beyond balance, isn't it? It's not just balance. It goes way deeper than that. Because the void has this inbuilt system. Maybe you want to elaborate a tiny bit on that, on your experience in Sahaja Yoga of the power of the void and what sort of qualities it contributes to our meditation.
Yeah. Sorry, I think I lost you a little bit with this. But yeah, I mean, just like in general, or regarding this balanced
So
free.
think of somebody who's never done Sahaja Yoga, never heard of Sahaja Yoga, and we're talking about extremes, we're talking about following rules versus freedom. How does the void work in this, like what's the role of the void in this sort of setup? To give us balance for once, that's true, balance is balance, but it does more than that as well, right?
It does a lot more.
It does a lot.
I know you have something in mind.
So it's not like we sit down and read a book about it and say, oh, that's what I should be doing. So that's what I mean.
Yeah,
This
yeah. No,
yeah.
it's innate. Yeah, I think it's this. I think this void gives you this innate feeling what to do. Like this really. I mean, this understanding that you want to stay. Why you want to stay balanced? Why you don't want to go to one extreme or the other? Why? Like not mentally, but it just doesn't. I don't know. For me, it worked like that. It just didn't anymore. There was no appeal to be, for things that I may have really not enjoyed, but really looked into before or tried to do before. And then at that time, when my void started clearing, I think really, I don't know, these things lost the charm or the pull that it had in me. And so it was, yeah, it's true. It's not rational. It's not that I don't want to have go for complete abandonment of every rule or anything. It just doesn't feel good to me, and that's why I don't do it. I don't, for example, do drugs because I don't feel good, if I would do it. And or I don't know, it really keeps me. It's hard. I don't know. Maybe Adam explained it really nicely. I'm really bad at that, but just helps me stay at exactly where I want to be, so I feel good. For example, in any way in my life, at work, with kids, always looking for balance. When you said about education, I also brought up 2 girls, and I think the whole bringing up was about looking into balance, how far to go with disciplining and how far to not, to just love them and letting these emotions work and love flow. So, but I think, and it really helped me in that way, this, balancing, I think, developing my void with bringing up the children. And I think so far happy how they are. Yeah. But
No, totally true. I think personally, over the years, I just noticed myself that it's something beyond, obviously, our ego and superego, beyond our thoughts, that gives us a clarity. Over time, I noticed the more I cleanse myself, the more I get a clearer vision of what's good and bad. And comparably, meeting people who meditate as well, we suddenly found ourselves pretty much on the same page. And even people from very different cultures, very different background, we noticed that our principles align. And that was a very important part for me to do Sahaja Yoga, to stay in Sahaja Yoga, is this connection to other people who have gone through the same process of this regular meditation, regular cleansing of their chakras, and then suddenly from innately, and that's what for me is void, innately knowing and not knowing this is right, or these are my boundaries, these are the boundaries not to be crossed, or this is what I should be doing for myself. And it's just interesting, like I was saying earlier on when we met before, is that the course that the Kundalini takes when it starts at the Muladhara, like you said, Nika, the Muladhara is so important for me to know what's right or wrong. The Muladhara, having a good Muladhara then on top of it, the left Swadhisthana is next step. Do I have the pure knowledge or not? If I don't have the pure knowledge, how can I be my own guru? I'll be my own false guru because I'm building it on the wrong knowledge, right? So it has to clear. I have to clear it on step by step. But then the next one, past the void, will have the heart. And that's where the compassion will flow in. So yes, maybe the things of the void may seem a little bit strict at times and a little maybe dry, a little bit forced from inside, and we can be very harsh with ourselves, like Adam said we shouldn't be. But that's when then the heart level comes next with, you know, the compassion, the love, and the understanding, and then not feeling guilty on the Vishuddhi and getting rid of the ego, superego. This journey is just totally makes sense how it has to build up. But this step of self-disciplining is there and has to be there for us to go any further with the rest of it. So that's how I understood the process. I don't know if you want to add on anything to this train of thought. But
Yeah, no, I mean, as I said, I think for me that, you know, self-discipline is potentially a dry thing, but when you combine it with, if you, like you were saying, the love of what you want to achieve or what you want for yourself, then all of a sudden it makes more sense. And you can be quite harsh on yourself. And actually, it's okay. I noticed when my kids, bringing my kids up, that I could be really strict with them. And if they knew that I loved them, they tolerate that. They wouldn't bat an eyelid at it. But if they didn't feel that, then they react.
yeah,
So, you know, I think it's the two things together just make an amazing kind of combination, I suppose.
very important. So that's a very nice end of our session sentence, is to balance it with love. Yes, be your own guru, but love yourself. So don't be too harsh, but be harsh. But don't be too harsh.
No, I think you can be harsh if it's built on love. Basically, I think that's the whole point. You can be really strict.
Yeah.
If it's built on love. If it's not built on love, then it doesn't work, in my experience.
Yeah. Sometimes you just have to be strict to achieve something.
Yeah, you have to.
You
Yeah,
want to achieve that because you love yourself. So
yeah, exactly. If you want to have time to meditate before you go to work, you've got to get out of bed early enough. And if you want to learn to play an instrument, you've got to sit down and practice the thing. And it's boring sometimes, and it's hard work, and it hurts your fingers. And you know, but if you love it, it doesn't matter. You know.
The outcome is you play for us and we enjoy it. Super nice outcome. Thank you so much for all sharing all your love and your wisdom with us and joining us tonight. So I wish you all a great evening. And if people still want to join the breakout room, you can do so now. And otherwise, it's a goodbye from us for now. Enjoy the music at the end, meditate a little longer. Maybe you can get back to this thoughtless after all this talking. And wish you all a great night. Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye.